Welcome back. Last session we saw how to prove angle bisector theorem and one question how to apply it. Okay. Now based on that we will do some questions to understand it in better manner. I have drawn a figure which says it is triangle ABC. It has bisector of angle B and bisector of angle C. These two bisectors intersect at point X in the interior and on sides AB and AC respectively. You are expected to show that AX is to XY is equal to AB plus AC is to BC. So first foremost important thing is कि I have a bisector, agreed? I have a bisector of angle B. Now that angle must belong to a triangle, that is the first priority. So angle B belongs to triangle ABC also and to triangle ABY also. Now whom to take, that is our concern. You may feel or one may feel directly, that is why not to take this particular triangle ABC so that you will get the ratio as AB is to BC is AM is to MC. That is AB also will get, BC also will get and AC also will get. But the main part I will skip over here. You will not get AX is to XY. Agreed? Means to get AX is to XY is your first priority. To get that, I need to take triangle ABY. That is when I take triangle ABY, that is in triangle ABY, I have BX is bisector of angle B. So obviously by angle bisector theorem, I have the ratio of sides, that is the ratio of sides opposite to the angle, that is the ratio of sides in which the angle bisector divides the opposite side. So that is AX is to XY is equal to ratio of remaining sides. Now actually you see this starts from here and comes over here. So ratio is AX is to XY. The remaining sides of triangle are AB and BY. Agreed? Out of that, the antecedent part is AX. Right? In that, one is the vertex of the triangle and that is A. So the side will start from A only, that is A to B is to B to Y. Agreed? Same story I will tell to that side also. That is in triangle ACY, you have CX is bisector of angle C. So same by angle bisector theorem, you have using same theorem. Again I will say the side opposite to the angle, the ratio in which it is divided. So I will get here AX is to XY, and as per I have explained, so it will become here AC is to CY. Agreed? Now from 1 and 2, one thing is very clear, that AX is to XY is equal to AB is to BY is equal to AC is to CY, because AX is to XY is for both ratios. Okay, so they will be equal. So we got this from 1 and 2. Now the question that arises in my mind is not telling me AX is to XY is equal to AB plus AC. That means I have to add these ratios, right? So if AB and AC adds, what will happen to BY and CY? That also will add obviously. So if it is going to add, then it becomes BC. But how can I add only these two and I cannot add this? So there must be certain thing which tells me that I have liberty to add. If you see these ratios are equal, and theorem of equal ratio says that you add anyone, you subtract anyone, you multiply any ratio by a non-zero scalar and then add, still the ratio remains same. So I am applying here by theorem on equal ratios. So I get here, I am not touching this, ax is to xy is ab plus ac is to by plus cy. Okay, so you get here ab plus bc, by plus cy is equal to bc because y is collinear with b and c. So ax is to xy is ab plus ac is to bc. Now if the question has the given values of ab, bc and this is ac, see while writing I made a mistake. Okay, this is ac. If it has the given value of AB, BC and AC, then you can get the ratio of AX is to XY. Just add them and put it. Suppose the values are given to you as say this is AX is to XY and AB is given to as 5, AC is given to you as so called as 4 and BC as given to you as something like 7. So ratio of AX is to XY will be 5 plus 4, 9 is to 7. Okay, the simple problem understood. The concept is very simple. Only one thing we are using here, that is see what you require, that is which triangle you have to take. That is your basic starting. If you take triangle as ABC and angle bisector over there, then obviously you will not get this. Okay, you have to concentrate on AX is to XY and then theorem on equal ratio. Now coming to another beautiful question. I have a triangle PQR in which point M is in the interior somewhere. This point M is in the interior. Okay. Now when I join this PM, QM and MR, respective bisectors are given. MX is bisector of this particular angle PMR, MY is bisector of angle QMR and MZ is the bisector of angle PQPMR. Okay, and expected to show that PX is to XQ into QY is to YR into RZ is to ZP is equal to 1. Okay, the question seems to be difficult, but actually it is a very straightforward question. Very straightforward question. Let us think how can we do it. That is, I want, see here, PX is to XQ. That means I want a ratio. So ratio up till now I can get only by basic proportionality or by angle bisector. So right now angle bisector is with me. So why not to use that? So where this angle bisector goes up to? So it goes up to here. So required triangle will be PMQ because angle bisector theorem is applicable only in triangle. That is in triangle PMQ you have MX is angle bisector. I am not writing all detail. Okay, it is angle bisector. Then obviously by angle bisector theorem I will have PX is to XQ. This is the side opposite to the angle. It is dividing in the ratio of remaining sides. P is the vertex, so I will start from here. That is PM is to MQ. This is angle bisector theorem. Don't write like this, please. You have to write full statement. Okay. Okay. Now same thing I will apply. Now I need this QY is to YR. So QY and YR over here. The angle bisector goes up to here. So required triangle is QMR. That is in triangle QMR. You have MY is angle bisector. So if it is angle bisector, then obviously you have this ratio, that is QY is to YR. Maintain this particular thing which is given, is equal to QY is to YR. The Q is the vertex, so comes here QM is to MR. This is again angle bisector theorem. Do not write like this. Now same story goes to the third triangle. In triangle PMR, you have MZ is angle bisector. So you get here, that is RZ is to ZP is equal to RM is to MP. Okay. Now you can see these I got Px is to Xq, Qy is to Yr and Rz is to Zp. Says multiply. So what I am doing, simple thing, equation number 1 multiplies to equation number 2, or rather to say ratio number 1 into ratio number 2 into ratio number 3. So when you multiply, so I will take care that I am multiplying left to left. That is, I get here Px is to Xq into Qy is to Yr into Rz is to Zp. That is equal to Pm is to Mq into Qm is to Mr into Rm is to MP. Agreed? Now you can very clearly see over here, this MQ goes, this PM divides, and this MR and this MR divides. So you remain here with only 1. So therefore you get Px is to Xq into Qy is to Yr into Rz is to Zp is equal to 1. Okay. Now this was a very nice question, a simple question. Now let us go to some question where we need to think little bit. Now coming to one of the beautiful question which I have framed. There what I have did is, I have drawn a triangle ABC. If you see, triangle ABC I have drawn. Then I have extended this AF already. That is BA up to, means any, that is array. So I have taken one point F over there. Then this is AD and this is extended again. BC is extended up to E, or in the ray, sorry, not up to E, it is on the ray. But here one thing I have made, I have taken FAC and CAD congruent. CAD, yeah. That means I have taken AC as the bisector of angle FAD. Okay. And it is expected that BC is to DC is equal to AB is to AD. Right. So pause the video now. Think on it for a while, try it and then only resume back. Hope you have tried now. Let us think on how we can proceed on this. That is, strategy is very important. If I see the first ratio, BC is to DC, then I must be able to know, okay, if I am able to apply basic proportionality or angle bisector. You will say that angle bisector is applicable, okay, because angle bisector is here. But angle bisector is of an angle which is not in a triangle. That means it cannot be applied over here. That has been gone completely. Now let us understand what is this BC. The BC is actually from here to here. Agreed? That means it is the side of triangle only. No issue. and DC is here. That means the ratio of whole side is to part of it. Means it is a basic proportionality theorem, which I have already shown you, if you remember. Not only this part, but like this also is applicable. So if it is basic proportionality theorem, we any and how must have a line which is cutting, not bisecting, cutting two sides of the triangle. So here you will say that I have a line, okay, right? Yes, it is. So it must be parallel to third side, which is not there. Now I cannot take third side from here, right? I can take third side from here, but I will not take it because the ratio will now become what? AB is to something which will be very outside, which I don't want. So where I should take this parallel line? I cannot take this as parallel now. That means I have to bring one of the parallel line over here. So what I am doing, I am drawing a parallel line to AC, considering AC as my third side, and I am drawing parallel line to AC from this point which I am not able to see. Probably it is D. So from D I am drawing a line parallel to so called as this. Yes, it is D only, right? So here this I am taking it as T, suppose. Means what I did is the simple concept, that is to a line from a point outside it, one and only one line, one parallel line exists. So you no need to write it in the part of construction. You can just write it in so called as proof also. That is what I am doing is, I did what? I have drawn DT parallel to AC through D. That is very important, through point D. Now if this is line which is parallel to AC, then this is one side where it meets, this is another side where it meets. That means these are the two sides of the triangle, so obviously this will be third side of the triangle. So that means I can get here, okay, in triangle ABC, DT is parallel to AC. Okay, then I have told you to write, if you remember, write the collinearity and of this also, BTA. Agreed? So now by basic proportionality theorem, I will write BPT, you should not. By basic proportionality theorem, what I want BC, na? So normal I will apply, that is BD is to DC is equal to BT is to AT, right? This is suppose my first achievement, okay? BD is to DC is BT is AT. Now I require here BC. So BC is nothing but addition of BD and DC. So I need to carry out componendo to add it, that is BD plus DC. How will I get it? Just by addition, na? That means in local language numerator added to denominator, whereas actually it is antecedent plus consequent, but that is understood, or adding one on both sides. So you get, and DC I want as it is down, so I am keeping it. So that is why I am carrying out componendo. So here also it becomes BT plus AT is to AT, right? This is by componendo. By componendo. Now once I get this, so BD plus DC will be your BC is to DC, and BT plus AT will become what? AB is to AT. Let this be my second one. Now let me compare to what I want. Here I want BC, which I got, DC, which I got, AB, which I got, and AD must be replaced as AT. So does this remind you of something? Try to recollect. Yes, it is same now as your angle bisector theorem. So same procedure I will carry out. I need to replace this AT by AD. If I want to replace this AT by AD, that means this triangle must be isosceles. That means the angle opposite to them must be congruent. Agreed? If the angles opposite to them are congruent, then obviously these two will be equal. That means this angle must be congruent to this angle. So this angle I will link with the angles which are given to me. Agreed? First I will do that thing. So my first step over here will be, I will consider angle FAC is equal to angle CAD, that I am taking as x degree. This is given to me and it is statement number 3. Okay. Now if you see very carefully, this line is parallel to this line and this is the transversal. That is, you have AC parallel to TD and AD transversal. Now if it is transversal, then angle CAD is equal to angle ADT. That is, angle CAD will be equal to angle ADT, which are forming alternate angles, and lines being parallel, alternate angles are congruent, in which CAD already is known as x degree, so obviously this also comes as x degree. This is converse of alternate angles test. Agreed? Now draw a figure alongside so that you will be able to see what I am showing you, because now I will be changing the screen. Now refer the figure that you have drawn. You got here CAD already equal to ADT, that is x. Now already you see that AC is parallel to TD. Okay, and this is transversal lever FB, that is AC is parallel to TD, right, and FB transversal. If it is so, then angle FAC and angle FTD are forming corresponding angles, and lines being parallel, these corresponding angles are congruent. So angle FAC is equal to angle ATD, that is this angle ATD, which is already known, FAC is already known as x degree, so this also will be your x degree. This is also converse of corresponding angles test, right? This is your statement number 5. This is your statement number 4. So all are x now. So obviously from so called as 3, from above you say na, so simply from above you have ATD, angle ATD is equal to angle ADT, right? So if these two angles are equal, then the triangle is isosceles. So therefore triangle ATD has so called as side AT is equal to side AD. This is by isosceles triangle theorem. Okay, right? So don't write converse also, just write isosceles triangle theorem, and if you don't remember that also, just write sides opposite to congruent angles, right? So now if you take this statement to be as your 6th statement, then what you get, that is, in statement number 2 I will substitute statement number 6, that is, in place of this AT I will write this AD. So from so called as 2nd and 6th, what you get, BC is to DC is equal to AB and AT replaced by AD. This is the proof. That is hence the proof. Nice question. Very thinkable. Hope you understood. Such questions, when they appear, you must use your mathematical and logical brain and then solve. Okay? We can make infinite questions, but I am trying to take the questions which are slightly on the easier side. Okay? So this is the question which needs a part to be explained, that we have did nicely. Go through it once again to understand it very properly. Let us come to another question. Coming to the next question, a quadrilateral is drawn ABCD. The diagonals meet at point O. But one important information is given, that AD is not parallel to BC. Remember, AD is told not parallel to BC. And ratio of AO is to AC is equal to BO is to BD. Then you have to prove that this particular quadrilateral is a trapezium. Now, how do you show any quadrilateral as trapezium? A quadrilateral is said to be trapezium if its only one pair of opposite side is parallel. Only one pair of opposite side is parallel and other pair is non-parallel. The non-parallel sides are given to you already. So you are expecting only to show one pair of opposite side parallel. That means I must be showing AB parallel to DC. So how am I expected to show this? Let me make a plan out of it pehle. By that time you pause the video, think and then start. Pause the video, think over it and then start. Now the line of thinking is like this, why this AO is to AC is given. If AO is to AC is given, then there is surely some relationship between this AO and AC. So when I write that pehle to understand it, that AO is to AC is BO is to BD. This is given to me. Now AO plus OC, is your AC, right? That means if I subtract AO from AC, so I will get OC. That means I will get the ratio of AO is to OC. So if I get ratio of AO is to OC, angle bisector is not given to me, but this will help me to relate with basic proportionality theorem. So I need to subtract AO from AC. AO from AC, but I do not have any operation like that. So first I will carry out invertendo, so that the bigger side goes upside. That is AC is to AO is your BO is to BD. It is here. See here, I have written DC. How DC came? It is BD. Okay. While writing I make such mistakes. Okay. Now this will come as BD is to BO. This is invertendo. Agreed? Now AC is to AO, right? So now I am carrying out dividendo in this. So I get AC minus AO is to AO is BD minus BO is to BD. This is dividendo. Space is not there, so I will just write DV. Okay. Now AC minus AO is your OC and BD minus BO is your OD is to your BD. Let this be your statement number second. Now let me analyze it. I got a OC is to AO, okay? OC is to AO, right? And OD is to BO. So right now I don't have any connection between them. But if I see this one, OC is to AO, right? Now if I think this is a ratio, then I require a side, that is a line cutting two sides and parallel to third side. So that line must come compulsory from this O. So it must be parallel to third side, means either this one or either that one, whichever you are comfortable. So what I am doing is I am drawing a line or a segment, whatever you say so. Say it is M over here. What I am doing is I am drawing OM. Whom to take parallel? Let me take it parallel to AB. Right? So now I have a triangle, that is in triangle ABC. You have OM parallel to AB, and then betweenness you will write. So obviously now see here, this is parallel, that means this is one side, and M, that means this is your second side, so this is your third side. So this is of no use. So only this triangle you will see and this line. The ratio of AO is to OC will be equal to CM is to BM, right? So here the ratio is not given as means I have this second one na? So better I will take the ratio from here, that is उल्टा जैसे दिया है वैसे ही. तो CO is to OA, CO is to OA started from C, so is equal to CM is to MB. It will not make a big difference, but then too this is by basic proportionality theorem and statement number 3. Again I repeat, do not write it as BPT. Okay. CO is to OA is equal to CM is to MB. Okay. I got CM is to MB. Now this CM is to MB and this particular triangle I will see, that is in triangle BDC. I have, see here, CO is to OA already is there, right? CO is to OA is equal to CM is to BM. Now obviously this will be also equal to OD is to BD. So when I take triangle, so I need to pehle write this in triangle, that is from 1 and 2. I have, see this, CO is to OA is equal to CO is to OA. Same. So OD is to OB, that is I have here OD is to BD is equal to CM is to MB. Actually I need to write this step further before and then I need to write, but lack of space is there, so I am writing it directly, but I will write reason over there. Now kindly draw the figure pehle alongside so that you can refer it. Now it will go out of the screen. Now you can see I have written here, this I was talking about, these two ratios, all the three ratios are equal. So OD is to BD is equal to CM is to BM. This has come from 1, sorry, I think so it is 2 and 3, yes, from 2 and 3, right? So now in a triangle, that is this triangle which you have alongside your figure, you have triangle BDC in which ratio of OD is to BD is equal to CM is to BM, means it is nothing but so called as basic proportionality theorem ka converse, that it says that if there is a line cutting two sides and dividing the two sides in proportion, then that line is parallel to third side. So therefore by converse of basic proportionality theorem, you can say here that OM is parallel to DC, right? But already speaking, this OM was parallel to AB. Already OM is given parallel to AB in the part of construction. See here, this one. OM is parallel to AB. Now, OM is parallel to AB in construction, right? So, therefore, I can say here that AB is parallel to DC. Now, if AB is parallel to DC, then this is a quadrilateral having one pair of opposite side parallel and other pair non-parallel. So, therefore, this quadrilateral ABCD is trapezium. Agreed? I hope you have understood this properly. Now, let us discuss the textual questions orally, because textual questions are very simple. We can do it orally, and if any doubts arises, you can later on, that is, we will clear it later on. Okay, but I don't think so there will be any doubt. So kindly come to your exercise 1.2, question number 10. You can see over there, okay, there it is told that x is any point in the interior of the triangle. That you can see very clearly. Point x is joined to the vertices of the triangle. Okay. Then the basic information is given that segment PQ is parallel to segment DE. Now I am not seeing what is expected. First I will just see this. If PQ is parallel to DE, then P and Q is cutting two sides DX and EX. Agreed? So obviously in triangle DXE, PQ is cutting two sides which is parallel to third side. Then it will divide the two sides in proportion. That is, I will get here XP is to PD is XQ is to AQ. This is your statement number 1. Then I will go to the second part. Segment QR, yes, QR in the figure you see, is parallel to EF. So again QR is the line cutting side EX and side XF. Agreed? And it is parallel to third side EF. So therefore in triangle XEF, you have here XQ is to QE is equal to XR is to RF by basic proportionality theorem. I hope these two lines are very clear. Now in this, the ratio number 1 was XP is to DP is equal to XQ is to QE. The ratio number 2 came XQ is to QE is equal to XR is to RF. So obviously from one end to all the three ratios are equal. So I get XP is to PD is equal to XR is to RF. Okay. So now I see that these two are belonging to triangle DXF. That is, in triangle DXF, I got XP is to PD is equal to XR is to RF. That means this line PR has divided the two sides in proportion, and since they have divided the two sides in proportion, the line must be parallel to third side. So I will get, by converse of basic proportionality theorem, this PR will be parallel to DF. Okay, I hope this is properly understood, right? There is nothing in this, very simple. Okay, I hope whatever we have dealt till now is very well clear. Study well, study regularly, keep concentration, and the most important thing, during this lockdown, stay at home, Stay safe, take care, goodbye, and thank you.